Hi everybody, this is WildStorm Comic Reviews here with a review on Grifter Issue 1. This comic book was created by Image Comics and was produced by WildStorm Productions and stars the Wildcats team member Grifter in his very own first solo series. And here's a preview of the Wildcats just to give you guys a heads up on his team. So here we got Jim Lee's Wildcats, covert action team. And yeah, the team's looking pretty good. We got the members right here. It's pretty sweet. Wildcats. And yeah, so this is a Grifter Issue 1. Let's get into it. So the book starts off in this very dismal, dreary setting. Grifter's just kind of walking down the street, kind of contemplating life. And he comes up on this phone booth where he tries to call his buddy, Michael Cray, or better known as Deathblow. And he's basically just calling to tell him, hey, you know that alien artifact you found back in Nicaragua, buddy? Well, yeah, some aliens are after it because apparently that artifact that you got is a key that can operate this alien spaceship and could potentially destroy the world as we know it. So yeah, if they get that, you're screwed. So how about I come to your place and we both try to protect the alien artifact from the aliens, or better known as Daemonites, from getting the artifact. So he's setting up plans with his buddy, trying to do all that stuff. And we see, unbeknownst knows to Grifter, an alien's getting ready to flank him with a missile, basically. And yeah, then we get this cool explosion, basically. We get this cool looking explosion. Sorry for the glare, guys. Sorry about that, but yeah, we get this cool explosion. The alien blows up the phone booth right here. It's a pretty cool scene. And then we get Grifter. He breaks his chin on the ground. We get the blood splatter. I like the facial detail on this. And then we also see that he gets a wound in his side, which actually plays an integral role in this issue. It's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. He actually gets some glass stuck in his side there. Here's the overall view. Pretty cool. So yeah, so Grifter's basically just, he has this bad wound. It's really tearing into him. It's really being an irritant, basically. And he's basically just in this moment, he's discussing the why he left the Wildcats, basically. And the reason why he left the team and went on his own is because there's this Daemonite who kind of, an enemy of the Wildcats, kind of joined their ranks. And Grifter was like, I don't like this. And the other team members were cool with it, but Grifter's like, no, I don't want this. So I'm dropping out. This is sketchy. So that's basically why he drops out. So we get this cool scene of Grifter running away from the Daemonites who are shooting at him. They're trying to fire on him and destroy him. And Grifter makes a dodge into the alleyway to get to cover. So yeah, he gets to cover because the alien craft are too big. They can't fit in this narrow alleyway, so this works for good cover for him. And Grifter basically in this moment he's contemplating, okay, so I can either let the glass that's in my side wound sink in deeper and let it affect me more, or I can just rip it out like a bandage, just rip it right out. So he does. He does take lesser two evils and just rip it out. I'm trying to get a good view of the mask here for you guys. There you go. Here's a good view of his mask. I like the detail in it. So yeah, it's cool because the wound is so bad that it actually sends him back into flashbacks. He actually starts getting flashbacks of his past. And so here we get to the first one. And he's Grifter, or better known as real identity, is Cole Cash. This is Cole Cash at 14 years old. He's having a discussion with his brother Max here. And basically they're talking about, Max is saying to him, the kid with the brown hair, he's saying, don't leave out. You can't just walk out on our dad like this. You can't just walk out. This isn't right. You got to stay here. You can't do this. Cole's like, screw that. He's abusive. He hits us all the time. This isn't fair. You can see the little hit mark right here. It's like, I'm not going to put up with this anymore. And I like this scene because it very much it talks about serious issues like child abuse and everything. It also gives us a little bit of backstory into Cole's childhood. So I like that. And so Cole's dad comes out and he says, son, if you leave me, I'm the only family you got, so you better not leave because, I'm the only family you have. And Cole's like, no, screw this, I'm out. You're abusive, I don't like this. It's a really cool scene. I like it. It's a very serious, kind of a little bit emotional scene. I like it. And then, so after that, Grifter comes out of his unconsciousness back to reality. And the Daemonites, the aliens, the Daemonites, they throw a smoke bomb into the alleyway to try and smoke him out. But thanks to Grifter's special mask that's made of micro mesh material, he's able to avoid getting smoked out. But he decides to pull a little trick on him, and a little element of surprise, as he says, for the Daemonites. So he decides, because the Daemonites expect him to be unconscious in the alleyway, so he acts unconscious, and like he's unconscious, and the aliens so when the aliens come through the smoke, he can pull a little bit of an element of surprise for them. So he does. The aliens come through the smoke, and he just instantly whips out his VAD PP30 handguns, and it's a really cool scene. Got Grifter here, and he whips out his guns. And a little cool thing about his guns, they're called the VAD PP30s. They're these semi-automatic particle pulse handguns, and they fire these 44mm pulse packs, which are like these special bullets, basically. Yeah, they look like the blasters that you'd see in Star Wars, but no, they actually fire powerful bullets. They're not actually blasters, really. And so yeah, he fires on them. You get this cool scene right here. I'm gonna try to get a better shot for you guys. One goes to this guy's head. It's pretty sweet. And so they fall to the ground. Grifter takes them out, and we get to the chase scene. There's more of the Daemonites out there, so he's just kind of running from them here. He decides to make a break for the park because it will provide good cover. We get this awesome chase scene. He's running from him. And yeah, so they're just gaining on his tail. They're about to get him. It's an awesome scene. And one of the alien crafts is very close to him. So Grifter decides to take measures into his own hands. And he does this really cool flip. He does this cool flip. He pulls out his VAD and he shoots at the under tank of the craft. And actually, it's funny because he makes a joke about this. He shoots at the tank and it actually explodes the craft. And yeah, we get this cool explosion. But the joke is that he talks about how they're older craft models, so he's able to just shoot the under tank of the craft and explode it because it wasn't protected by armor. So that's why he's able to kill it so easily. We get this cool explosion. See one guy here. We see another guy flying out of here. It's pretty funny. It's a pretty funny scene. I'm going to try to... Here's the overall explosion. And so yeah, Grifter's just running away. Running while he's firing. One guy actually does survive the explosion up here. And makes it, but Grifter easily takes care of him. So yeah, Grifter's running, reloading his gun. And this is a funny scene because he actually gets jumped by this random guy. This random thief. And he's basically, the thief is give me your money. And so the craft's just kind of watching the whole thing. And the craft's about ready to take Grifter out. And then Grifter's kind of talking to this guy, trying to talk him down. And it's a funny scene because the craft actually gets his claw out and picks up this random thief. The random thief's like, what? Huh? What's happening to me? What's the deal here? And the craft picks him up. And he's like, yeah. And then Grifter's like, well, sayonara. And it's just kind of a funny scene. It's just a very funny scene. Grifter's like, sayonara, back to my job. And so yeah, so the craft flies away with the random thief. It's funny. And so then the other craft comes flying and Grifter takes a shot at it. Gets some more action here. And the craft explodes. And I like this scene because there's this cool scene where the craft's flying with the random thief. You automatically think that the thief would just appear out of the book and he'd be taken up, but no, Grifter actually saves his life. He actually saves this random thief's life. He shoots the cable off of him and he frees him. And it's a cool scene. And that's one of the things I like about this character is his kind of moral compass. It's not like Spider-Man. He's not a superhero or anything, but he's an anti-hero. But he has this good moral sense about him. He could have just let this thief being taken up, being abducted, but no, he actually saved his life. I mean, you know, so that's a cool scene. You know, the thief wasted his time. He could have just killed him, but no, or let him be taken up, but no, he killed him. It's kind of what I like about Grifter. He has a good moral compass. So yeah, so yeah, that's that scene, and then we get another flashback because of the wound that he got, and we get a flashback to Team 7. Now, I'm not going to go too much into detail with Team 7, but basically to sum it up, they're this team of like military soldiers who got experimented on with this power called the Gen Factor, which gave them these telekinetic powers. And it's a really good story. But yeah, that's basically, they're these experiments. It's kind of like you take Arnold Schwarzenegger's team from Predator and you experiment on them and you give them these telekinetic powers. It's basically who Team 7 is. So yeah, we get this cool flashback of Grifter or Cole in Team 7. Taking down these guys. Grifter's like, the team's like, I think got them all, but Grifter's like, no, there's still one more. So the guy up in the tree takes a shot, and then Grifter takes 2 shots with his gun and takes this guy down. And Grifter's like, we got him, we're good. And one of his team members is like, you know, you're a good soldier. And so yeah, Grifter is still in flashback land. But then one of the Damonites wakes him up by hitting him with the butt of his gun. And I wanted to get into this part. I like Grifter has a very sarcastic sense of humor, very akin to Spider-Man, and kind of what I like. And here's a little bit of what his jokes are. Move and I kill you with the butt of your rifle. That could take hours. You know what we want from you. Let me guess, shooting lessons? So yeah, I just kind of like that sarcastic sense of humor that he has. And they kind of take that away from his character later on in later series that he's in. And I feel like this is kind of a disservice because I really like that part about his character. They try to make him more Wolverine and edgy in later stuff, and it just kind of doesn't really work for me personally. So yeah, he's tied up and the bad guys got him. And they're basically asking him like, okay, you better tell us where Deathblow is. You know, our Damonite leader, Defile, wants to know, so you better tell us. And Grifter's like, nah, I don't think I'm going to do that. So he's tied up, and the Damonites are interrogating him. Grifter's all tied up, and Grifter's keeping him talking, so he can obviously untie himself. And then we get into, once he unties himself, we get into this action scene. Grifter pulls up his leg, kicks the gun out of the Damonite's hand, pushes him off. And it's a really cool scene. He pushes him off, and the alien actually falls and lands onto this pole and gets stabbed in this kind of brutal scene. It's pretty cool. And then Grifter's just on the ship, ready to take these guys out. So yeah, the alien whips Grifter with the butt of his gun again, and is about ready to shoot him. And we get this cool scene. I like this close-up, by the way, of his blue eye right here. Look at this. Look at this beautiful detail. Pretty cool. So yeah, the Damonite's about ready to shoot Grifter, and Grifter actually pulls this cool trick. When the Damonite's about ready to shoot him, he pulls this cool trick and actually flips the gun on the Damonite and like blows his head just clean off, and it's such a cool scene. Such a cool scene. Blows his head off, and obviously the Damonite falls, and Grifter takes the rope that was tied to his hands and uses it to tie the other alien up to try to strangle him. And he's basically asking him like sorry, I had to switch hands there. He basically strangles him with the rope and says, okay, how many more there are you? How many more Damonites are there? How many more do I need to take out? And the alien's like, there's no more. You take them all out, and Grifter's like, I don't buy that bull crap. I just also wanted to freeze frame because I like this scene here. You know, we got the alien, the Damonite with the red eyes. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get and then we got Grifter with the mask and his blue eyes right here. The detail, you notice the detail. But anyways, back to the story. He strangles him, and he like kicks him off because he doesn't like his answer. And then we get into this. And then we get into the scene where Grifter's flying the spacecraft. He's like, "Yeah, I got this. I'm in the clear, I'm making a good escape." And he's flying, and the alien. Then apparently, yeah, the Damonite did fly. There is more aliens after him. So, yeah, they're chasing after him. He clicks, I guess, the autopilot button, and he starts flying and shooting. So it's a cool scene. Cool scene. And he's actually flying towards an oil refinery. And that's when he actually gets the flashback while he's flying into the oil refinery, which is a really bad time to get a flashback. But yeah, we get this scene where... we get this scene between... I'm sorry for the shadowing, guys. We get the scene between him and his girlfriend, Zealot, who is also a member of the Wildcats. And basically, this flashback, basically, they're talking... Zealot's like, hey, Cole, you gotta finish your training. We gotta finish our training. We gotta finish our training so you can become a really good warrior, you know? So you can become a really well-trained warrior. Grifter's like, thanks for your support, but... And I like all that you've done for me, Zealot, all your training, but I've been in one place for too long, and I need to split. Because that's the kind of guy Grifter is. He doesn't like to stay in one place for too long. And so he's talking about doing his own thing. And Zealot's like, no, come on, you gotta stay here with me. We gotta finish this training. And Grifter's kind of going in and out of consciousness, basically. And it's pretty funny. It's a pretty funny scene, and he finally wakes up. And then we get to the next page, where he basically says, whoa, crap. Like, he actually gets out. It's a funny scene. He gets out of his unconsciousness, and he realizes, ooh, I'm flying into an oil refinery here. That's not good. So he flies out of it real quickly. And the aliens are obviously still chasing him. And Grifter's like, okay, this has gone on long enough. I need to get rid of these guys. So the aliens are flying after him. And they're flying close to an oil tank, and so he takes that to his advantage, and he uses his VAD, to fire at the tank, fires one shot. Shot goes to the tank, and we get this. Are you ready, guys? I don't think you're ready for this. I really don't think you're ready for this awesomeness. I don't. So, but yeah, he takes a shot at the oil tank, and we get this really cool scene. I mean, probably the second best scene on the comic book, honestly. It's just really awesome looking. This big explosion. It's a really, really good scene. I know the lighting kind of ruins it, but it's a really, really cool scene. We see the ships get taken out in the explosion here. It's a really cool scene. The ships get taken out. We get these debris here. And then we get Grifter narrowly escaping the blast. Sorry for the shakiness. So Grifter's like, I did it, I escaped, I won. And so he basically, he makes his escape. He's like, I did it, time to head to Deathblow. And then we get the scene where the file right here, the leader of the Damonites, the guy who's trying to track down Grifter and find Deathblow's location, so he can get the artifact. He basically explains that this was all a setup, basically, and that he actually sacrificed his own men and everything in order to place a tracer onto the craft to follow Grifter to his location. So it's apparently all set up. And so yeah, he placed a tracer and he's planning on following this guy right here, Defile. But Grifter actually lands the craft 5 miles out from Deathblow's location, so even if he could follow him, he wouldn't. Defile really couldn't find Deathblow's location because Grifter landed the craft a little far out of there. But yeah, anyways, we get this scene where Grifter is considering just giving up on the whole thing, just letting the wound take him, letting himself die, because he's like, well, I've given up on Zealot, my girlfriend, I've given up on the Wildcats, I quit them, and I've given up on my family. Why not give up now? And I like that theme of the story. He's just giving up on so much. What's stopping him now, right? So, but then he decides, you know what? I'm already here. I'm so close to the compound. See him passing out here. I might as well keep on going, even if I have to do it alone. So yeah, we get this scene here. He's just I like the pain that he's in right here. He's just in so much pain. Barely about to pass out. And yeah. So that was Grifter Issue 1. Oh, and I say the best for last, by the way, check this out. If you thought that explosion page was cool, check this out, guys. This is a Grifter pinup by Jim Calafiore and Mark McKenna. Check this out, guys. It's going to be hard to see, but look at this. Look at this. It's Grifter jumping off from a building, taking shots down at the ground below. You see the lasers coming up? They kind of go up through his jacket here. See Grifter's Avad weapons. He's taking a shot. It's very detailed, very cool. He's jumping from the building, and it's just a really cool picture. And yeah, that was Grifter Issue 1. And yeah, I gotta say, it's a good issue. It's a good start to this series. It's definitely a good starter point. And yeah, the reason why I like the Grifter's probably one of my favorite Image and WildStorm characters, just for the fact that well, first off, I like the way he looks. I like the Deadpool mask, obviously, that he kind of wears, even though, yeah, I like that kind of look. I like it, and I also like his guns too. That's something that Punisher and Deadpool don't have, are these cool handguns, these VAD PP30. You know, the semi-automatic handguns that he has. I like them. They have a really unique, cool one. I just look to them. They look like these blaster guns, the blasters that you maybe see in Star Wars, but they actually fire bullets. So yeah, that's cool. And yeah, I also like that. But also, I like Grifter just because he has this cool morality about him. You know, like I was saying earlier, when he saved the thief, he could have just let that guy die. He could have just let him been abducted, but no. He actually saves him. He actually bothers to waste a minute to save the guy. You know, whereas the Punisher would probably just leave him or kill him, and Deadpool, Deadpool has humanity too, obviously, but I don't know if Deadpool would actually save the guy's life. I don't think he'd really care to save this thief's life or wasted his time. So yeah, Grifter has a good moral compass, which is kind of why I like him. I like his sarcastic sense of humor too, very Spider-Man-esque. They kind of take that out in later issues, which is kind of a bummer. Or in later series, I should say. So yeah, that's kind of why I like Grifter. He's got a good moral compass about him. I like his guns. I like his look, the trench coat, and his pistols. I just think he's a cool character. You know, I like him. He's a very, very cool character. And I like the theme of this book, too, about how it's kind of like, giving up on a lot of your stuff. You know, like he gave up on his family, he gave up on the Wildcats, he gave up on his girlfriend, and he could have just given up right there. I mean, this wound was just hurting him so badly. He got glass stuck in his side and could have given up. But he's like, you know what? 5 miles away from my friend's place, Deathblow's place, I'm just going to keep on going. So, yeah, and I like that. I think that's cool. And I like the fact that even though with this wound, it's not like with Deadpool, you can just heal instantly from it. He has a healing factor, I think, but it heals a lot slower. So he has to deal with this wound while also pulling off a lot of these amazing feats. So I kind of like that. I thought the flashback transitions were cool too, the way they did it with this wound being the main reason he goes in and out of consciousness. I like that. So yeah, this has been Grifter Issue 1, the first issue of his first solo series. And I liked it, and I hope you guys enjoyed the review. This has been WildStorm Comic Reviews, and I'll catch you guys later.